Not only is Meghan Markle now clearly pimping out her children against the wishes of her own husband, she's actually breaking the rules of the social media giants who she constantly criticizes for exploiting children. You could not make this up.
Meghan Markle humiliated, and we all know about cancellation if you called Jeremy Kyle or Rupert, but entertaining, wasn't it, Rupert?
Was credibly accused, and you know, the Times story broke. I believe they dropped him. And I don't know why they would revisit a client like a Meghan Markle.
Prince Harry was in court today on the verge of tears, saying UK tabloids are making Meghan Markle's life an absolute misery. Meanwhile, Netflix seems to have canceled season 3 of With Love, Meghan.
Meghan Markle isn't trying to promote something.
Yes, it's something, yeah, herself, usually. Now, in a minute, we'll get to the fact that Harry is in London at the moment.
Have done some incredible work on this, and we'll come to their big revelation in just one moment, have juxtaposed the entire horrendous video with Meghan's own words to Jamie Kern-Lima to prove what a catastrophic liar and fraud Markle really is.
This is the kind where Meghan has skipped the work, she skipped the strategy, she skipped the structure, and assumed that marrying a prince will automatically catapult you to the very top. No, that's not a shortcut. That is the freefall that we are all currently watching.
There was another drop of the same video because of social media criticism that it wasn't actually 4-year-old Lily filming. And so we got this one from a new angle where you could apparently hear the poor child gasping in the background.
You know those weeks when the universe doesn't just throw shade, it throws the whole solar system? Yeah, that's the energy swirling around Meghan right now, and the internet is eating it up like it's the season finale of a reality show nobody admits they watched, but everyone somehow knows every detail about. Within days, literally days, 2 storms collided. Her Netflix project reportedly hit a wall, and at the exact same time, a social media post set off alarms across commentary channels that live for royal-adjacent drama. Add Prince Harry flying back to the UK to battle over privacy in court, and suddenly the timing looks so messy people are calling it scripted by fate. Online critics aren't whispering. They're shouting that this is more than just bad PR, that it's a collision between image, control, and a digital world that never forgets screenshots. Supporters say it's harmless family content blown wildly out of proportion. Detractors insist it's another example of blurred lines between private life and public performance. Either way, the noise is deafening. And right at the center of it all is one claim that turned a lighthearted clip into a full-blown controversy. Here's where the temperature spikes. Meta.
In court today, as he concluded an emotional testimony in his lawsuit against the Daily Mail, he talked about the horrible experience. He ended his nearly 2-hour testimony in London's High Court on an emotional note, his voice breaking as he accused the UK tabloids he is suing of continuing to target him, and he said it's making his wife, Meghan Markle's life, an absolute misery. Wednesday today, the Duke of Sussex finished giving evidence in his lawsuit against the Associated Newspapers. Turning towards the judge, Harry's voice broke as he spoke about the toll of the case and the coverage surrounding it and how it's taken to his family. By standing up here and taking a stand against them, this has continued to come after me, Harry said, his voice cracking with emotion. And they have made my wife's life an absolute misery, my lord. My lord. Asked earlier about the impact of the press coverage of the years-long feud, Harry said the situation only intensified.
The company behind Instagram and Facebook has very strict rules when it comes to child safety. That part is fact. Where things get heated is how those rules are being interpreted by armchair analysts, YouTubers, and self-appointed policy experts across social media. The discussion exploded after Meghan reportedly said a short video of her and Harry had been filmed by their young daughter. The child is not visible in the footage. The adults are clothed. There is no explicit behavior. But the context who held the camera became the lightning rod. Some commentators claim that even mentioning a minor as the person filming makes platforms extra cautious. Others argue that's an overreach and a misunderstanding of how moderation actually works. No official enforcement action has been publicly confirmed, but that hasn't stopped people online from declaring dramatic outcomes like bans, removals, and platform crackdowns. And once the word policy enters a royal-adjacent headline, the internet turns into a courtroom with wide...
Meghan now exploits her personal life based on our revelations about what she's really doing. According to Taz posted, normally parents film their children having fun, not the other way round. There's no way a 4-year-old Lily filmed this, trying to prove how in love and happy they are still. We should be grateful she wasn't twerking this time. Revealing her actions, Princess Carparkle added Meghan Markle saw the online chatter about how ridiculous it is for us to believe that a 4-year-old filmed their awful wedding dance, so she uploaded another small clip with the girl's voice behind it. You have to do better than that, Markle. I still don't believe a 4-year-old filmed that, and if you'd let a child film you straddling your husband, that's weird. A prove it game? Again? Yet it proves nothing. It doesn't prove she filmed that 35-second video, just that perhaps she was there. Michael is so thin-skinned, I don't think social media or public life is a good choice for her.
Then came the so-called analysis. Screenshots of AI chatbot responses circulated, with people claiming the video would be considered risky under platform guidelines. Suddenly, social feeds were full of amateur digital forensics experts breaking down camera angles like it was a crime thriller. Critics pointed to how steady the framing looked. They said the height of the shot didn't match a toddler's perspective. They argued the movement looked rehearsed, not spontaneous. From there, the narrative snowballed. If the filming claim is inaccurate, then why say it at all? Supporters countered that families joke about who filmed things all the time, that tripods exist, and that the outrage machine runs on speculation, not facts. But once doubt enters the chat, it spreads fast. And fast is exactly how this story moved.
This time we were told that their 4-year-old daughter was behind the camera, that this innocent child was filming her parents in what can only be described as an intimate, inappropriate display. And let me be crystal clear about something. That claim is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Any parent knows that a 4-year-old child doesn't have the steadiness, the technical ability, or frankly the interest in filming a 35-second video of their parents dancing in that manner. The response from intelligent observers was immediate and damning. People pointed out the obvious, that normally parents film their children having fun, not the other way round. There's something fundamentally wrong with the entire setup. If you're trying to prove how in love and happy you are, why do you need your 4-year-old child to film it? Why does everything have to be performed for public consumption? Why can't anything remain private and sacred?
The clip itself, a backyard moment, dancing, smiling. Intimate, yes, but also the kind of affectionate couple footage influencers post daily without headlines. The difference here is status. Royals, ex-royals, celebrity-adjacent figures, their lives don't get the scroll past treatment. They get dissected. Commentators said the body language looked choreographed. They referenced past dances at weddings and public events. They suggested this was image management disguised as candid life. Again, speculation, but speculation wrapped in confidence is social media's favorite flavor. And when the phrase damage control started trending alongside her name, the narrative shifted from cute family clip to strategic move.
To prove the misery, just look at these pictures of Harry's face. And of course, he wouldn't be happy, would he? Because this was anything but classy. But here's how Hello Magazine decides to sell it. The Duchess of Sussex hopped on the 2016 train, sharing a sweet throwback moment from her life with Prince Harry. Meghan posted a romantic video filmed by daughter Princess Lilibet of the couple dancing barefoot on the lawn of their Montecito home, followed by a nostalgic snap from Botswana taken 10 years ago on their third date. When 2016 feels just like 2016, when 2026 feels just like 2016, you had to be there, she wrote.
That's when people pulled out receipts from old interviews. In a previous conversation, Meghan had spoken about being done with the prove-it phase of life, not needing to demonstrate happiness, success, or worth to critics. Detractors immediately framed the dance video as the exact opposite visual proof offered to a skeptical world. Whether that's fair or not, perception became reality in the comment sections. The more people argued it was staged, the more staged it looked to viewers primed to believe it.
It looks like this video has broken the very serious rules of Meta, so she should actually be booted off Instagram and Facebook now. We will come to that. But it gets worse. Absolutely it does. And by the way, I stand by every word of our reporting. Now, of course, the dance itself was highly choreographed, and Harry was miserable. Absolutely miserable. And as you can see here, we have seen this exact dance before.
Then a second video appeared, reportedly with a child's voice in the background. To some, that confirmed authenticity. To others, it proved nothing about who operated a camera. The debate didn't calm down, it doubled in volume. And hovering over all of this was another headline: Netflix. Online reports claim her lifestyle series underperformed. Numbers are being thrown around by commentators, though streaming data is notoriously opaque and often interpreted through third-party estimates. Some say the show is finished. Others note that streaming deals evolve quietly all the time. Netflix itself has not publicly staged a dramatic breakup announcement, but that hasn't stopped the internet from writing one. The phrase slow ghosting started trending in commentary circles. The idea that a platform doesn't slam a door, it just stops opening new ones. Now layer that over the social media storm and Harry's court appearance in London about press intrusion, and critics see irony everywhere. They argue you can't fight for privacy in court while living publicly on Instagram. Supporters counter that controlling your own narrative is different from having it stolen. And that clash, privacy versus publicity, control versus exposure, is the real story fueling the fire. Because this isn't just about one dance clip. It's about years of tension between image and reality, between stepping back from royal life and still being globally watched. Every post becomes evidence, every caption becomes a clue, every timing coincidence becomes a theory. Meanwhile, the couple's defenders insist this is a family sharing moments on their own terms. No palace handlers, no tabloid Linces and Bushes. Just self-produced snippets of life. To them, the backlash proves exactly why they wanted distance in the first place. But critics say the distance was never about privacy, it was about control, and they point to moments like this as proof. So now the questions swirl louder than ever. Will any platform action actually happen? Unknown. Will Netflix clarify the future of projects? Maybe, maybe not. Will the public stop watching? Absolutely not. Because controversy is currency, and right now, the attention economy is paying out in full. And just when you think the chaos has peaked, the financial rumors start flying, and that's when the gossip machine goes from simmer to full boil. Online commentators have been circling the idea that Hollywood doors aren't swinging open the way they once did. There's chatter about stalled projects, development limbo, and the entertainment industry's favorite phrase, creative differences. None of it comes with flashy neon confirmation, but in the world of celebrity narratives, silence often gets interpreted as a statement. So critics stitch the story together like this: fewer visible projects, fewer red carpets, fewer splashy announcements. To them, that equals decline. Supporters argue it equals selectivity, privacy, and working behind the scenes. Two completely different interpretations, same set of facts. But the loudest voices online don't do neutral, they do dramatic. Some commentators claim major deals are cooling. Others insist brands are wary of controversy fatigue. There are even whispers about financial pressure, numbers thrown around with zero documentation but maximum confidence. That's how internet speculation works. Say it boldly enough and it starts sounding like a balance sheet. And right in the middle of all that noise is the accusation that every public family moment is strategic. Critics have built a pattern in their minds. They say whenever Harry travels, especially for serious matters like court cases, social media suddenly shows glimpses of home life. Zoo trips, poolside laughs, family drawings. To them, the timing isn't coincidence, it's choreography. Supporters push back hard, saying that's just how posting works. People share memories when they feel like it, not according to a conspiracy calendar. But once the narrative takes hold, every new post becomes evidence. Then there's the privacy paradox. The argument that refuses to die. Harry has spoken openly about his battles with the press and the emotional toll of intrusion. That's public record. So detractors now point at Instagram and ask, isn't this also exposure? They frame it as hypocrisy, fighting tabloids while voluntarily sharing curated life moments. But there's a key difference his defenders emphasize: choice. One is forced visibility through lenses you don't control. The other is controlled release on your own terms. Whether the public buys that distinction depends entirely on which side of the Meghan debate they already stand. Because let's be honest, very few people are undecided anymore. Another layer critics love to bring up is past advocacy. The couple has spoken about online safety, especially for children. That's why this latest uproar hit such a nerve in commentary spaces. Opponents say you can't campaign for digital protection while also sharing family-adjacent content. Supporters respond that there's a massive difference between exploitation and a parent posting a memory. But nuance rarely trends. Outrage does. Meanwhile, Harry's situation in the UK adds emotional fuel. Courtrooms, legal arguments, old wounds about media intrusion, it's heavy stuff. And while he's physically across the ocean dealing with that, the internet is busy analyzing dance clips frame by frame. The contrast feels jarring, and commentators are milking that contrast for all it's worth. Some even go as far as suggesting the public posts undermine his legal stance. Legal experts haven't made such sweeping claims publicly, but online pundits love a dramatic contradiction. It fits the narrative of a couple constantly stepping on their own message. Then comes the royal comparison game, the internet's favorite sport. Commentary channels endlessly contrast Meghan's social media presence with the carefully curated appearances of other royal family members. They talk about dignified restraint versus California casual. They frame it as tradition versus celebrity culture. One side posts formal portraits, the other posts backyard moments. Same concept, different aesthetic, wildly different reactions. But context matters. One family operates inside a centuries-old institution with strict protocols. The other stepped away from that system entirely. Expecting identical behavior ignores the reality that they chose completely different paths. Still, comparisons get clicks, so comparisons continue. The bigger picture underneath all this drama? Relevance. Fame in the digital age is a treadmill. Stop moving and the algorithm forgets you. Move too much and you get accused of attention seeking. It's a no-win game, and Meghan happens to be one of the most polarizing players on the board. Every post becomes a headline. Every headline becomes a debate. Every debate turns into a referendum on her character, her marriage, her motives, her past, her future, everything. And the marriage speculation? That's the tabloid ghost that never leaves the room. Body language analysts pop up. Sources supposedly whisper. Commentators dissect smiles, distance, timing. There's no verified evidence of relationship trouble, but that doesn't stop people from predicting doom every time a story turns negative. Because in gossip culture, stability is boring. Collapse is content. What's actually confirmed in all of this? Very little beyond the fact that a video was posted, people argued about it, and commentary channels turned it into a multi-day spectacle. Platform policy experts have not publicly announced penalties. Streaming executives have not held a press conference declaring permanent goodbyes. Much of the loudest narrative lives in the space between facts, the interpretation zone. But perception shapes reputation, and reputation shapes opportunity. That's why moments like this matter, even when the core event is something as simple as a dance in a backyard. Right now, Meghan exists in a strange celebrity category, too famous to be ignored, too controversial to be universally embraced. Every move feeds both admiration and criticism in equal measure. And the louder the backlash, the more the algorithm pushes the story, which creates more backlash, an endless loop of visibility. So what happens next? Maybe nothing dramatic at all. Maybe the clip fades, another headline replaces it, and the internet moves on to the next outrage of the week. Or maybe this becomes another brick in the long wall of public perception that's been building around her for years. One thing is guaranteed though, people are watching. Not casually, intensely, frame by frame, caption by caption, timing by timing. Because in the attention economy, controversy isn't a side effect, it's the main event.